Hello, everyone. I have not created a video for a while on YouTube, and I forgot to share my screen with all my slides in my last video. So, what I'm going to do is play the slides in this video, and then you can see which slides went with the prior video. So here we go. So here I talked about my own story, and I talked about my journey through perimenopause and coming into more expanded consciousness, having a spiritual awakening, and coming into more consciousness, awareness. And here was a reminder about having a balanced diet, getting exercise and rest, and having some treats once in a while. And these were questions that I went through in the video. So, what is my heart saying? Are there feelings I keep ignoring? Am I afraid I won't have the money to try something new? Do I engage in true self-care? What fears do I hold? Is there something I've always wanted to try? Am I ignoring that little voice that keeps making suggestions? And am I loving what I do now? And we can go from feeling guilty, shameful, a victim, and we can move into freedom. So some questions to ask yourself are, how do I feel when I think about this certain situation or relationship, or where I'd like to be in my life, what I desire, what I'd like to create? And we can also ask ourselves, am I being authentic in my life? Am I truly doing what I love to do? Am I truly in the relationships that feed me, that are mutually respectful, that feel really right inside? And the big question is, what is the energy that I feel inside? Because that is what creates our whole reality. And you could call it feelings too. Might be a little bit easier for some people to relate to how they're feeling rather than calling it energy. It is energy. Feelings are energy. The whole universe works with different types of frequencies, which we call energy. And I went through how to become a masterful creator by focusing on our inner world, really questioning, is there anything that exists outside of me? Or do I create everything from inside of me? The relationships I have, the job I have, um, whatever it is, the vacation I want to go on. And can I be a neutral observer when my eyes are open? Because we do much of our creating in the, if you want to call it, dreaming stages, dreaming our creation into reality, um, when our eyes are closed. And then when our eyes are open, we can, work on our computer to create that, or we can work on our relationships around us with people when our eyes are open. And we can ask ourselves the question, can I be a neutral observer while I'm experiencing this relationship, and just watch how I behave, how I conduct myself, and how that influences the other person, or how that influences my job, or how people treat me at my job. And another question to ask is, how did I get to where I am now? And I go through that in the other video, of course. Um, and do I remember influencing an outcome with my feelings? And again, here's the masculine and feminine that we each hold within us. So I hold both masculine and feminine characteristics. The masculine is thought, action, and structure. The feminine is inspiration, flow, and space. I create through balancing my masculine and feminine aspects. This is a nice little mantra to say too, if you'd like to do that, if you'd like to save it as a screenshot. And then I talked about how we practice creating. So we sit quietly with our eyes closed, we listen to our inner voice. How much do I desire to create? Whatever it is I'm creating, whether that's a better relationship, the job that I want, the vacation I want to go on, those kinds of things. And ask all of your aspects to come and assist you, and observe those little messages in your environment. And I go through a story about um, my husband creating the perfect deck for our backyard. And I also talk about how I got a little message about our next little mini vacation. So you can watch the full video to hear those stories. Pay attention to the feelings you hold when you receive those clues too. Does it feel right? Is it really something that your guides, the universe, God is telling you? Just pay attention to how that feels, if it feels right. And then this is a little exercise that I went through that you can practice. You can practice bringing things into your reality just by saying, okay, I am going to look for purple daisies and they'll show up for me. So this is a way that you can check to see how your energy, your frequency is matching to those things that you want to create. So this is a little practice that you can do, and then you can become more attuned to the energy that's necessary to hold within in order to create what you want. And how do you feel physically when you create successfully? Notice the energy you hold inside, or the feelings that you hold inside. Um, when you are creating successfully, and when you aren't creating what you desire, when your reality isn't matching, when your present reality isn't matching what your desire is. Do you feel physically balanced when you create something? And then you rinse, repeat, and treat yourself. And I like to go for nature walks. That's a treat I like, or to have a matcha latte in the afternoon. That's another way I like to treat myself. And I also talked about the discomfort that we can feel when we're spiritually awakening, We can go from bliss to feeling very sad and crying the next day. All that I describe in the video. So I would love for you to watch the longer video. This is just a little snapshot of what is in that video. So love you all. Take care. Happy creating. Bye bye.